why do we want to look at graduation rates? Well, from your perspective, you've already chosen the school, but when students go to look at schools and decide what they want to take into account what their chances are of graduating. It's been found that the most important determinant of whether you graduate or not is your own ability and your own effort, along with financial barriers. But given your own unique situation, you can still look at things to try to maximize your chances of graduating school. Also, there's been a big policy shift in how funding is going to be appropriated for higher education institutions. And what they've gone to is from an enrollment basis to a performance measures. And one of those performance measures is graduation rates. And 25 states have already adopted performance measures evaluation for funding, and Georgia will adopt that in 2017. It's also useful, considering how things are changing, for schools to be able to look at where they can improve their graduation rates, what types of things they can change where beyond just trying to bring in students to one level of graduate. Previous studies, trying to keep this quick, found Turner, paper in 2009, looking at examination declining completion rates. This is over time, 1970s to current, and findings there are that it's as much about this dilution of people going to school, dilution of the graduate pool. So you're seeing a lot more people attempting to go to college that may not have previously, and so you're going to see some of those people aren't going to make it. So the graduation rates low just by default there. Single 2003 paper was the financial aid and retention. Financial aid obviously an important factor, but hard to track on a school basis since it's normally individual. But retention is very important in that paper, and of course retention has to be important. You have to be able to retain your students when you graduate. Light Strayer, 2000 paper determines the completion, school quality, and student ability. One important thing they bring up is a matching principle, which says that schools who match their student ability to what the school provides for them, if you bring in students that aren't right for your school, they're not going to do well. Not as a result of them not being able. It shows that high ability students in lower tiered schools don't do as well, even though you think they would do better. And Hodge's 2008 study looks at institutional student characteristics. This is good for the right-hand side variables, looking for things that are important. Other people do the work for you. The data comes from IFEDS. It's nationwide reporting institutional data. I've got that all the way back from 87 to 2010. Although by the time I work with the data, I don't go quite that far back. It's good to have. My sample ends up being 2003 to 2010 range of four-year degree ranking institutions that reported in instructional expenditures, full-time enrollment, and completions. And that data is for that year range. Those are when graduating percentages are most consistently reported, so it's a good range to use when you're trying to look at your regress. The IBEDS data, I've used data back from 1997. You're going to see that lag variables are important. The characteristics when you graduated the school were not as important as when you started going to school or when you were at the school. So you don't care as much about, it's not as influential to know what a school spent on paying their instructors the year you graduated as it was when you started your degree. Each observation is a four-year institution on a given year. Examine how various institutional characteristics impact the six-year graduation rate. Use the 6 year is the most commonly used now. Most people used to think of a 4 year. You go to school 4 years and that's it. It's more accurate to think of 6 year graduation right now. Include measures of selectivity, expenditures for student support, a couple of ratios. Also measure the impact of special missions. Schools are developed as either land grants or service academies, traditional lag schools. Going to talk about the lags. we'll be using. And control for regional preferences for education, external shifts over the years is counting with regional variables. And why is that important? Because of this. This is a map of 2009-2010 high school graduation rates. And this is a good proxy for what we're looking at here. You'll notice the color can be a little bit deceiving here. You've got 69.9 here and a 70.8. You've got a different color shade. But you're going to see these scrutinies of the numbers. You'll see lower scores down here in the southeast region. Most of these are white. Even the ones that aren't are very close. You see darker concentrations up here all the way up to 91, 81. So you can see there are regional factors that come into the graduation rates for high school and then for college as well. Using OLS regression and the graduation is a function of some of the variables that I'm going to talk about and that I already have. Build a model using 3 separate small models. We'll start with the core measures. The first 5 are listed there under my function, with the SAT and student expenditures. And then we add special mission variables for controls, and we're adding regional controls as well. This is the fun part for me. I forgot. This is, I'm going to make this, I know they've already done this, I'm going to make it super simple. Stars are good. More stars are good, means it's significant. Don't pay attention to the numbers, the signs are all you care about. If you see stars, pay attention to whether it's negative or not. Right? Ones that highlight are SAT, 75th percentile score for the school. And then also we're going to look at students per full-time instructor. Right? The SAT 75th percentile coefficient is positive and significant. While this is expected, the higher the average SAT score for the school, the higher the chance that the students graduating. It's kind of a proxy for student performance. What's interesting about that is it's a very good proxy in this. Even with the 3 models, once you start adding controls, not only is it significant, but the coefficient doesn't change. There's very little change there. That's good. The SAT range is what I'm using as a proxy for administrators matching. And if you're 75th SAT score percentile and you're 25th, a very spread apart, you have a very large set of students, very diverse academically. And so the closer they are together, the smaller the SAT range coefficient is. And so you'll see that it's negative. A larger range would imply lower graduation rates for the school. Student service expenditures per student and student to instructor ratios are significant. These are areas that I feel like schools can do the most good. There are really things you can change either in future year or in long policy decisions. You can possibly affect your graduation rates. This is more fun. These are mostly control variables, and looking at private or public schools. This is a categorical, so I've left out public schools. What I've done is left out the southeast region, so we can really compare our school to the other schools in the nation. We look at these coefficients, you look at these signs. Without the southeast, without public institutions. That way, these are all as compared to a school like West Shore. Coefficients for nonprofit and private institutions are generally have higher graduation rates. Be a result of more resources they have. Private schools are generally cost more, so you can see that happening. Land grant services and service institutions tend to have higher graduation rates than other schools. And the result of the significance of the flagship institution is worth noting. There's only one per state. It is either the most prestigious or the oldest or the most well known. There's only one per state. And even though that's significant, you just take that with a grain of salt, because there are other things about that school that make them the flagship. So simply being the flagship may not have as much effect as you think, because what makes that school the flagship? There are certain characteristics it has. Conclusions are that most of the determinants for graduation rates are pretty intuitive, things you would think. Signs are what you would think. And then I have some takeaways. The schools wishing to improve graduation rates can look at reducing student-to-teacher ratios, pretty realistic, although not easy by any means. Improve student services and support. Realistic, more expenditure there will help how students that they have allowed in the university succeed. And then substantially improving selectivity. A 1 standard deviation increase in the 75th percentile score for the SAT could improve graduation rates at a university by 13%. And some schools that are more selective should have higher graduation rates. That is not so realistic, though. You kind of get rid of the point of the smaller schools, allowing people to have opportunities if you're making it so that only the best, brightest are able to win, other people can't work for it. Thank you for listening.